It's time for Florida State basketball. This is the Leonard Hamilton Show. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coke Zero Sugar has real Coke taste with zero sugar and 0 calories. Try one today. And by SunTrust, the official bank of Florida State Athletics. And now your hosts, Gene Deckerhoff and head coach Leonard Hamilton.
Welcome to the Leonard Hamilton Show. We talk Florida State basketball today, and Coach, ACC basketball. We're halfway through the season. We reached the halfway point with a huge overtime win over the Miami Hurricanes. Then we go on the road and take on a very talented Wake Forest team.
Well, we've had a good game and a game not so good. There's no doubt that the Miami game was very important to us because they took us to the woodshed at their place. But I was glad to see our players bounce back. I thought we executed very, very well. I thought that we played. The crowd was into the game. We led just basically the whole game. They came back on us at the end. In the overtime game, we were able to soar ahead of them, and that was a very important victory. We're on the road to Wake Forest and didn't play so well. Wake Forest, we know that they're all going to upset somebody, and there's no doubt that we caught them on their very best night.
Highlights of Florida State versus Miami, the road trip to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and somewhere during the show, midway through, we will have a chance to visit and meet with the Seminole seniors of this year's basketball team. That's coming up on the Leonard Hamilton Show. Stay with us. Welcome back to our show. It's time to look at highlights of Florida State versus Miami, our arch rival, a permanent partner. We play Miami twice every year. And, Coach, we've been playing these guys since 1951. 81st meeting between Noles and Canes. And let's go to the videotape and watch Florida State take care of business at home. A great crowd on hand, Coach.
No doubt about that. And I thought we got off to a good start, moving the ball. You see CJ giving tremendous effort, fell on the floor and made a good pass.
A very physical basketball game, as all ACC games are. Florida State in transition now, and C.J. Walker is going to find somebody open, feeling a three-point. And we made three-point shots. We shot extremely well against Miami.
I thought we played with an awful lot of confidence in this particular game. We moved the ball, we made the extra pass. We had great spacing. Here you see us getting the kick out, driving, the kick, jump shot. That's a high percentage shot anytime you can get into the paint and pass the ball to a teammate who's open for a shot.
Baseline drive, open shooter, Brian Angola. Coach, we made 6 of 9 triples in the first half. That's 67%. You can win basketball games, sure.
Well, you see us moving the ball and making great decisions with the ball. Our guys were energized, they were focused. I thought they were inspired, and for a lot of reasons.
You get instant offense off the bench, and you like to get the ball into this big fella, don't you?
Well, he's getting better and better. Unfortunately, he had a setback with his injury. We got to get the ball into him more. Great passing, good ball movement.
That's that freshman.
We're trying to do, we place a lot of emphasis on taking the ball to the basket and driving, and I thought our players really responded very well.
MJ Walker with back-to-back baskets, a nice little three-point shot for that freshman. And we're clicking on all cylinders here in the first half. We play a very good first half, and we outscore Miami by a handful of points here in the first period.
Here again, there's our leader, Terrence Mann, taking the ball to the basket very strong. This was a very challenging game for us because Miami is one of the better defensive teams in the country.
If Terrence Mann, as you mentioned, when you need a basket, Terrence Mann has delivered. He's our leading scorer, our leading rebounder.
Well, Terrence has had a great year. Leonard is really doing a great job. He came off the bench and gave us a big lift.
Nice little soft jump shot. We had 6 players in double figures in this ball game. He had 8 points and 4 rebounds.
There's no doubt that Fiondu is going to be an outstanding player for us. This is his freshman year, first opportunity. He's getting better and better every day.
Redshirt freshman from Canada. Now, Phil Kofer has really developed into a three-point shooter. He's made a three-point shot in like 13 consecutive games now.
Well, Phil's doing a good job. He's worked very hard in the offseason to improve in all of his skills.
In the second half now, FSU leads Miami at halftime by 4. Miami's going to go on a little bit of a run, and I think we might see an overtime game here, Coach. Good basketball played at the Tucker Center. FSU on the boards, and the smallest guy on the court gets a rebound. He does that every game.
But the thing you like to see is the big guys outrunning everybody, getting easy baskets, running down the court.
Yeah, C.J. Walker, good ball handler to watch him. He says, I'm going to take it to the rim, and he does. He's a left-handed shooter, but he shoots that with the right hand.
Every basket was important in this game. It was a very hard-fought game. It was nip and tuck. They were back and forth. I don't think anybody really had a substantial lead the entire game. We would go ahead and they would cut the lead. You love to see guys connected like this. This is Every basket is so important in a game that's this highly contested.
Open shooter. And Trent Forrest, that's his second made triple of the season, and what a timely triple that was.
Well, he's worked very hard on his perimeter game, and you're going to see as time goes on how much he's improved with his perimeter.
Talk about the extra pass, Coach. Talk about the extra pass. 3 passes, a slam dunk.
Well, we have to be a little more consistent with that type of execution.
Yeah, there's Phil Cofer again. Yeah,
that was a very important basket for us, doing a very critical part of the game.
Yeah, we take the lead, and Miami is going to. I tell you, I've not seen a Miami team shoot 3-point shots like they did against us.
Well, there's no doubt that them making 17 threes was a tremendous challenge for us to overcome.
And with those made threes, Miami hangs around, and here we go, Florida State playing the Miami Hurricanes, and closing out the first half. It's a basket for a basketball game.
No doubt about that. I mean, we were always a little bit ahead, but the interesting thing is that every basket is important. They're scoring, we're scoring. Great execution on both teams' part.
Now, we've got a 4-point lead, but the way they're shooting 3-point shots, we're tied again. There's the final shot in regulation. I thought maybe Brian got hit on the elbow, but no whistle, no harm, no foul, and we're going to go to overtime.
No blood.
Yeah, no blood. Second game in a row, second game this season, we've gone to overtime at the Tucker Center. And the Noles are, Coach, I've never seen a team play as well as we did in an overtime set.
Well, in the overtime game, I just thought we were hitting on all cylinders. The guys were really in tune to each other, moving the ball, making extra pass. We got deflections, we got steals, and we got some easy baskets. In a game like this, every basket is important, and you see our guys really seem to be creating opportunities with a lot of hustle.
Overtime is 5 minutes, Coach. That's what they give you on the clock. And we scored 20 points. That matches a school record in a one overtime ball game, 20 points. We made 5 of 6 field goals.
Well, I didn't realize that we were that efficient, but you can see our guys being very determined, and that was a big play. The game on the line, it was just obvious that our guys were very focused. This might have been the play of the game.
Yeah, watch it. That's 94-foot slam dunk, and it was hip to hip all the way down the court. Bruce Brown defending Brian Angola. Florida State taking control of the overtime period. We're making layups, Coach. You don't need to settle for jump shots.
Well, there's no doubt that our guys were determined. Hit our free throws, made our layups, moved the ball, made the extra pass. That was a huge win for us, and I'm glad to see our guys really come back in an overtime game and not be discouraged because we had allowed them to catch back up.
Leonard, we shoot a season-high 60% from the floor. We turned the ball over just 7 times. That is a season low, and it seems like that's what it takes to win in the Atlantic Coast Conference. You got to shoot well and protect the ball.
And then plus we had to overcome a team shooting 17 threes. They were 17 of 34, I think, from the three-point line. That is tremendous shooting, and our guys were able to overcome it.
And it adds up to a 103-94 win over the Miami Hurricanes, an overtime thriller in front of a sellout crowd at the Tucker Center last Saturday. In just a moment, you'll have a chance to visit with 2 Seminole seniors. That's coming up. Stay tuned.
By the finale of the 2016-2017 NCAA men's basketball season, the entire country was put on notice that at Florida State, a dynasty was brewing.
Corner 3 for the lead. Good! Isaac swallows him up.
The men's team finished the season ranked 16th in the nation, reached the semifinals of the ACC tournament, and made it back to the NCAA tournament. This was a team with talent, depth, and character, a team that got Florida State fans excited for the seasons to come. However, some key early departures had the potential to make fans and players alike a little wary. Most notably, the team's top 2 players from the season before, Dwayne Bacon and Jonathan Isaac, would be leaving Florida State and entering the NBA draft.
The Orlando Magic select Jonathan Isaac.
The New Orleans Pelicans select Dwayne Bacon from Florida State University.
While the team's future may have seemed uncertain, 2 veteran players would find themselves stepping up in a big way, both as players and as leaders.
We lost, some leaders, so like a lot of guys stepped up, and the seniors, Phil and Angola, we really stepped up, and they put in work and kind of paid off, so I'm happy for them.
Phil Kofer and Brian Angola have had remarkable seasons so far, ranking as the second and third scorers on the team, a trend that will undoubtedly continue as the season rolls on.
They give you everything that they have. I mean, their effort is good, their unselfish spirit is obvious each and every day, and it's very difficult to go out and perform well every night, but as long as they're giving a good effort and they have great attitudes, that's all you can ask for your players.
Phil and Brian are one of our biggest leaders on the team, so I mean, everybody, whatever they say, everybody pays attention. So if we're down at halftime, they're the first people talking in the locker room, or before we come out, they're the first people to speak, so they're a big part of the leadership.
Some might forget where these two key players were before the breakout seasons they've had this year. But Phil and Brian will always remember what they went through for them to become the team leaders they are today.
Definitely a hard mindset. Pretty much, you know, with injuries, you're always going to be thinking about that. Should I do this? Should I do that? And I think my teammates definitely helped me over the year. Just saying, just play, don't really think about it. You know what I'm saying? Things happen for a reason. I think that's what helped me with, you know, this year, just not, you know, thinking about it too much.
The seasons that Kofer spent injured proved to be instrumental in making him into the person he is now. And the lessons he learned during that time were invaluable.
I think I learned a lot, pretty much because I was set by Coach Jones, and with him, he just always, you know, preaching. He'll always say, you know, even the little stuff like right here, you should be doing this, right here, that guy should be doing that. And I think it really helped me from, you know, having that learning year, and it definitely improved my game.
Though Phil Kofer has spent his entire collegiate basketball career playing at Florida State, Brian Angola started his career at North Idaho Community College in 2014 and transferred to Florida State his junior year.
Well, playing in North Idaho Junior College, it was a great experience of my life. We went undefeated at 30-0, and the people out there, it was great, like the people out here. And playing with those teammates out there, it was kind of the same way we play here. Like the together that we had there, it was kind of the same.
Actually, the chemistry of the team is way better. Like we feel like brothers in the game, like out the court, like we always together. So it's really great.
Regardless of the experiences that Phil Kofer and Brian Angola have had that got them to the incredible season they've both had this year, there is no doubt these two leaders have stepped up to fill the shoes of the Florida State players who came before them. With Kofer and Angola's talent and leadership, a bright future is ahead for this Florida State basketball team. I'm Sarah Hunter for The Leonard Hamilton Show.
Phil Kofer on a hot streak right now, leading us in scoring in back-to-back ball games in the win over Miami in overtime on Saturday. And then on Wednesday night, Phil Kofer had the hot hand as we took on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons on their home court in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Coach, we have a good first half. We protect the ball and we score some points and we have a nice lead early.
Well, we had a lead, but Wake Forest was very in tune. They executed. We couldn't turn them over as well. We took care of the ball. We were not able to extend the lead, but here again you have Chris inside. He's starting to play better and better with each game.
Yeah, Chris Kamaji had 10 points and 8 rebounds, almost a double-double. Here's Phil Kofer again, boom. Again, that string now, I think at 14 straight games he's made at least one three-point shot.
We moved the ball fairly well the first half. We were not able to stop them, though. I thought our defense kind of failed us in this particular game. But you see us moving the ball and making baskets. And I like to see a little bit more ball movement than us trying to create so much off the dribble.
Trent Forrest, our team leader, attacking the rim and scoring. He finished with double figures in the ball game. Here he goes to work again. That's a pretty good shot blocker he's taking to the rim there.
No doubt about that. They were really prepared for our game. Once again, here we go. Trent took the ball to the basket very strong. We'd like to see more of that out of him. He still is not totally recovered from that injury that he had early in the season.
C.J. Walker with a nice triple. We didn't make enough of those three-point shots. We're a team that leads the conference in three-point shooting. Field goals made, but we didn't make enough of them on the road.
Well, if you know the second half, I don't think we made one. We were 0 for 7 the second half against Wake Forest from 3.
In the first half, M.J. Walker does his thing. That's instant offense when he comes off the bench. He's given you some great three-point shots. I mean, nice bounce pass from Trent Forrest. That's almost a forgotten art anymore, the bounce pass.
Well, here again, we had our moments. Ike came in and gave us tremendous help in the first half defensively. It looks like he's really, really coming around as a player.
One of our 5 block shots in the game. Chris had 3, and get the ball inside, score baskets. Nice defense. We watched that block shot again. Leonard Cabangeli comes in, and he gives you a little spark. He made back-to-back baskets in this contest.
There's no doubt that he's going to be a good player for us, and I'm really pleased to see what Ike. He hasn't played very much as of late since Chris has been back, but there's no doubt that he's going to be a fine player for us.
There's the dish to Terrence Mann in the corner, and Terrence shows he can shoot the perimeter shot as well as drive the basket. Nice steal by the Seminoles. And an easy flush at the other end by Leonard says, thank you very much. Those are 2 freshmen now scoring the basket. The assist by a freshman, the stuff by a freshman.
Well, it means the future's pretty bright for our program. But the ACC is so tough. You got to be more consistent with that type of play.
Coach, we're up 39-33 at halftime, and that crowd really helps out the home team. And that's the way it is in the ACC. We maintain a lead. All of a sudden, Wake is back in this ballgame.
Well, we were right there. It's nip and tuck. It seems like every time you turn the TV on, you're watching an ACC game. The game's in doubt. You never really know who's going to win the game when you look at the score because there's always a battle. Phil
Kofer, leading scorer again for the second game in a row at 23. That's a nice little jump shot he had. Here's a transition alley-oop slam dunk, and that may be one of the easier baskets of the game for Phil. Cabangeli misses the three-point shot, but how about that tip in? He took the ball out of the hands of a Wake Forest player and slapped it into the hoop.
Well, we needed that basket. I remember that very vividly. That's another big basket that we're making. We were right there, but it's like in most ACC games, you don't have the luxury. You do not have the luxury of being too far ahead because the team will come right back on you.
Chris Kamaji has really developed that little hook shot. Now we'll watch it again. He's about 5 feet just outside the arc, and nice little flip with the right hand. At 7'4", nobody can block that shot.
No, we got to get more of those kind of shots for Chris. He's very, very improved with his inside game. Once we get the ball into him, he's shooting at a high percentage.
Coach, we're a good shooting basketball team. We come off a season-high 60% field goal shooting against Miami. We don't shoot the ball well in the second half at Wake.
Well, we have a tendency sometimes not to shoot the ball well when you're on the road, but you got to make sure that you're making those type of plays along with moving the ball and making an extra pass. I thought we made some good baskets. We allowed Wake Forest to really do a very good job offensively. I was very disappointed that our defense kind of failed us in this game.
Yeah. MJ Walker with another basket. He had 9 points. They Coach 11 lead changes, 6 ties, and that's typical ACC basketball. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the ball game, and still a 1-point ball game.
1-point game. We just came up a little short. I was very disappointed that his field working real hard. We up 1 with a minute to go. We just couldn't close the game out, and we got beat by a team that played a little better than us.
We protected the ball, only 9 turnovers. We did not shoot the ball in three-point land, maybe a season low, less than 30%.
No doubt about that. Sometimes they say you live by the 3, you die by the 3. We've been more consistent. We just didn't get enough stops on the defensive end. Offensively, it was tolerable, so to speak, but teams will do that to you. And you're on the road, you got to find more ways when you're not shooting the ball from three-point efficiently. You have to find other ways to win, get deflections, steals. And we were not able defensively to turn them over, to get some of those easy baskets that we've been accustomed to.
76-72, Wake upsets Florida State in Winston-Salem. We'll look ahead to the week ahead, and we've got a contest against the #2 team in the country coming to Tallahassee on Wednesday. We'll look at that FSU-Virginia game in just a moment. Welcome back to the Leonard Hamilton Show. Before we go, Coach, a busy week ahead, all ACC. Today we're taking on Louisville, but Wednesday we got #2 coming to town, Virginia.
And we're looking forward to the Virginia game, but you can't look too far ahead. We have all we can take care of against Louisville. They are a very good basketball team. I think our guys want to redeem themselves after the losses in Wake Forest.
Florida State versus Louisville Saturday, and then on Wednesday it's FSU versus #2 Virginia. That's our show for this week. Thanks for joining us. Go Seminoles. We'll see you next time.
This has been the Leonard Hamilton Show. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coke Zero Sugar has real Coke taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Try one today. and by SunTrust, the official bank of Florida State Athletics.